Hello! Thank you guys so much for coming to this video today. I really appreciate it. This is going to be an extra video this week. It's not my weekly recap. It's going to be a recap of two things. So they do a monthly development update. So they had a lot of cool stuff on there. They had some Voltaire stuff, some ERC20 Converter stuff, some Atala stuff, some stuff from the Cardano Foundation. So what the ERC20 Converter is, it's a way to bring coins that are already on the Ethereum blockchain over to Cardano. So we're going to be looking at a demo of that today. And then also the big news, the reason you click this video is because of the ADA Grayscale Trust. We're going to be taking a look at that, what that means, the likelihood of them actually adding it. Will this do anything to ADA? What's going on? So yeah, and I hope you enjoyed the thumbnail. I tried to do the Ivan on Tech, I thought it was pretty funny. But also, if you guys want to support this channel, the best way you can do so, the free way you can do so, is just click that like button, click the notification bell, and comment down below. And also just watch the whole video. It really does support my channel. Let's get this video to the moon. Let's tell people about ADA. Let's get this video to the moon. All you have to do is everything I just said, and also watch the whole video. Share it too. That would help. And if you guys want to support me, the best way you can do so, that doesn't really cost anything, is delegate to Bloom. I operate 6 stake pools, Bloom through Bloom 6. We offer 10 million pledge to the network to protect against Sybil attacks. We were actually the 8th ever block on Cardano. We've been here from the beginning and we'll be here till your end. Let's jump into this awesome video today. So let's start off with the Grayscale news, right? That's what we're all here for, the Grayscale investment. And so first we're going to look at their products, and then we're going to get into kind of the evidence that we have of them adding ADA in the future. So first off, what is Grayscale? Grayscale is the world's largest currency asset manager with over 20 billion in assets under management. They charge some pretty high fees, in my opinion, but they provide secure access to digital currency asset class for accredited investors. So it is only for accredited investors as far as I know. But let's go down here and look at the single asset products that they offer. Right, so we have Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Horizon, which I wasn't really expecting, and then Litecoin, Stellar Lumens, and Z Cash. And look, you can see the minimum investments, which is 25,000 or 50K for Bitcoin. And then this is what's crazy though, is look at these annual fees, right? I would rather hold my own crypto than pay 2%, 2.5%, and even 3% on Ethereum Classic. I mean, that's pretty crazy. They also have a diversified product, which is the large cap fund. I think ADA's actually been in the large cap fund before, but it's only like the top 10 currencies. We might be back in there now again. So yeah, it's not the biggest deal, right? Because it's just whoever's in the top 10 gets in there. So let's go take a look at, so to actually find this, all you have to do is come to this website. Not the Delaware.gov, but this right here. I'll have it linked down below. And you just have to search the entity name, which is Grayscale, because the trust was actually registered in Delaware, right? So then we can come down here and see all the trusts they've added. I think they've added a few new ones, and the new ones specifically are Monero. Yeah, so it was Monero was one of the new ones. But I mean, look at all they have on here. They have BAT, you know, and then look, there's the Cardano one, Chainlink, Cosmos, Decentralized Trust, Ethereum. Like, so they just have a lot of coins, right? So that's why it's not this big bullish signal. Because I mean, look, they even have Polkadot on here. They added Monero, Tezos. Even though that they're listed in the Delaware as a trust, if we go and look at right here, look, they don't have them all matching up. Right, so a trust does not mean a confirmed single asset product that people can invest in, right? And if we go back here, we can take a look at the Cardano one. So it's good news. It means that it's kind of, so the corporation date was 2 days ago on the 27th. But what it means is that they're looking at it, right? It's a possibility, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, it's really good news. It's something to definitely be hype about. You know, but I definitely wouldn't take out the second mortgage on the house if you got this news earlier than everyone else, or at least earlier than the markets, but I doubt you did. So come down here. This is kind of my issue with it, is this annual fee price. I mean, 2%, 2.5%, 3%. Hey, let me show you something that can save you this 2.5, this 3%, and accredited investors watching, right? Instead of having a minimum investment of $25,000, paying the 3% a year, you just buy a Trezor, right? 0% to hold, $150, no minimum investment. You can start today and you can hold all of these coins on the same device. You know, I just don't, there's definitely a market for this stuff, man, but I could never imagine paying 2% or 3% a year on my investments. And maybe that's just, no, because it says annual fees. I was going to say maybe it's just on the earnings, but no, annual fees to me definitely seems like of the total. So if you have like a 100,000 invested, you're paying $2,000 a year just to have it invested, when you can simply buy it on an exchange and move it to this device in 20 minutes, unless they hold your funds for 10 days, which they normally do. But it's crazy. So what do you guys think of the Grayscale stuff? Are you hype, or is it not too much, or is it, what do you guys think down below? Let me know. Okay, so don't leave yet. There's a lot more cool stuff in this video. It's not even just Grayscale. So yesterday there was the January development update. And in these updates, we see a lot of cool stuff always. We see sometimes an ERC20 converter or native tokens working, or just all this cool stuff that's coming to Cardano with Goguen. And we also have an updated Goguen roadmap right after this, so make sure you guys stay tuned to this. But let's get started. The first thing that we're going to be looking at is the actual ERC20 converter, right? And the ERC20 converter is pretty awesome. If you don't know what the ERC20 converter is, what it is it's a thing that allows you to convert your tokens on the Ethereum blockchain and bring them over to the Cardano blockchain. And think of how awesome that is, because if you have an Ethereum token, let's just say BAT or SGI, you know, let's say we have some BAT and we want to send it to you. Well, it's going to cost me a lot of money to send you that. I mean, sometimes it's like $50. Whereas you move that over to Cardano, you're probably going to have to pay a transaction fee to move it on Ethereum or to lock it up in a smart contract. But once it's over here, if I want to send you it, it's going to cost me 0.2 ADA. So it's pretty awesome. I'm really excited for this stuff. So let's actually go ahead and take a look at the new demoed ERC20 converter. You can tell it's different because it has kind of more of the Cardano theme than kind of an IOHK theme. But
account. And then what I want to do is...
So what he did is he just connected his MetaMask wallet, which is an Ethereum wallet.
Now, I already have 10 cents of DAI convert, but I want to convert $10 more. This is going to be the address that the funds are going to be sent to. The address is something that I set up on the first authentication, the same as MetaMask. So I can trigger a convert now. I need to sign the transaction. And as soon as the transaction is confirmed on the network, I'm just going to see, basically 10 DAI and 10 cents here. Let's wait for a couple of seconds. And here you go. Now, the next thing I want to do is create a token. Now I can choose like a symbol of a token, for example, HV and hello world.
Saw his credit cards for a second.
I can mint 1,000 tokens, and those 1,000 tokens are going to be sent to this address, and this monetary policy is going to be used. As I mentioned earlier, this monetary policy is predefined, and this monetary policy is currently controlled by us because this is necessary for this version of the token builder. In the future, you'll be able to change the monetary policy, but we'll also allow you to basically build the monetary policy through a UI so that you don't need to write code in order to mint tokens. I'm now going to create this token, and I'm going to see hello world tokens here. I can mint more tokens, for example, 1,000 more.
So it's really interesting to see the ease of use of creating these tokens. I mean, he literally just clicked create token, typed in the name, typed in the token symbol, and then you can make an icon for it, right? And maybe it could be like a Bloom logo or something. Typed in the amount to create, and then the Cardano wallet to send them to, and then just minted the tokens out of thin air. So it's going to be really interesting to see this native token world that we're heading into, where we're so used to just having ADA. There's just going to be a lot of shit coins out there, for sure. There's going to be a lot of shit coins. If it's this easy to make one, you know, we're going to have everybody in the community with their own coin, you know. But either way, it's really cool to see the minting tokens, because people will actually create tokens that provide value and bring value to the Cardano protocol. So I'm really excited for this, and it's cool to see that people have the ability to do this, right? And the next thing I want to show you is the new Goguen roadmap. So right now we're in the pre-production environment, and this is native token CLI on production. So what this is saying is essentially people that know command line in Linux can actually build native tokens right now, and that's lasting until February. And then the native tokens node CLI on staging. This means that people like me that actually operate nodes will have the native token software on their node while we wait for the hard fork. And then the Cardano testnet's happening the whole time. And then the native tokens are added to this testnet in early February. And then the Mary hard fork targeted for end February. And then I actually watched Charles's AMA last night, and it's looking like the tentative date for this is February 23rd. So that's when we're going to have multi-assets on the Cardano blockchain. Obviously, it can be delayed, but straight from the horse's mouth last night, Charles Hoskinson said February 23rd, and that's the first actual date that we've gotten out of them. So that makes me think maybe it's not 100% sure, but it's tentative, right? But yeah, the next thing in the video I wanted to show you is the Atala demo. So make sure you guys stay tuned. We can see what they've been working on with Atala. And Atala is IOG's kind of identity management system. It's a way for people to actually have their identity. So think about how useful this would be. Imagine you have an identity, right? Let's say it's your social security number or your driver's license, just some sort of identification card that can be held in a file. But this file is secured, it's encrypted. And the only way that you can actually open this file is with your keys, right? And these keys are only to you, right? So the file has a public key on it, and the only person that can access that is your secret key or somebody else that you add to that for a temporary time. So let's say you want to go to the doctor, and the doctor needs your ID, but you're worried about the doctor storing that data and that data leaking in the future, so then people have your data and they can sell it on the dark web, blah, blah, blah. Well, essentially what you can do is you can allow only that doctor to access that data with their private key. And you could probably add a time to it, how long, or maybe just a check. You could probably have it even so a computer checks it, makes a checkbox, and then deletes it, right? I mean, that's how important Atala Prism is and how much it can change the world, because I do feel like we're heading, there's two paths we can head down right now, and it's towards, kind of this authoritarian dystopian world, or we kind of have where we want to head, right, with cryptocurrency, where our data is actually protected. And I hope that's where we're going. But let's take a look at this Atala stuff. It's pretty cool.
Use this in the context of Atala Prism's first deployment, which is in the Republic of Georgia. So as you all know, we're working with the Ministry of Education in the Republic of Georgia to deploy Atala Prism to all the schools and universities there, to allow students to receive their credentials by Atala Prism. So now let's create some credentials. So I'll just go down to credentials. So in this case, I've gone to the ceremony. I've got my paper-based degree, and I now want to be issued it digitally to the Atala Prism mobile app. So when creating credentials, there's going to be a number of different templates that I could have configured in the system. Could be an education degree, the complete transcript, maybe a student ID as well. So let's select a group for who I want to create the credentials for. And again, I'm going to do a bulk import of the credential data. Let's use a CSV file again. And you can see now 6 credential records have been imported. Now what I can do now is I can do a quick preview of all the credentials. You can see here, this is a HTML representation of the degree. And it's totally customizable to look like the real paper-based credential. So let's scroll through those. Let's just make sure we're happy with that data. And then I'll go next to confirm that. That takes just a second to create. I'm in a development environment. Okay, so now you can see those credentials being successfully created. It's now appearing in the credentials listing. We have both credentials issued, and we can also receive credentials. So that's been successfully sent from the management console. And let's see that notification come in on the mobile app. Connection's a bit slow. And there it's come in now. So I've got a new credential, education degree from the Free University, received at this timestamp. So let's view that in the mobile app. I can see the HTML rendering of it. And it's going to be exactly like Prudential in the management console. Let's view those side by side. So there they are, both the same.
Okay, Mark. Well, exciting stuff, and really great to see that in the flesh, as it were.